It is race time in F1VL Tier 1. It's time for the Austrian Grand Prix and the drivers are on the formation lap. Let's run through the grid order. So Toby took pole position after a close qualifying with Sven. Sven is in P2. Then in P3 comes Yoda. Lost the qualified P4. After him there's Chuck in P5, Pandolf in P6, Carfreak in P7, Luca in P8, Craven in P9, Siren in P10, Clarks in P11, Keon in P12. Last season's champion Chris only 13th. I didn't watch his qualifying, but was not the ideal one for him. Raptors 8 in P14, Neva in P15, Decker in P16 and Daikante ran off the grid. So Sven is actually in the starting grid already. He has overtaken Toby in the formation lap and really rushing to get into the grid. Now Toby is about to line up to the grid as well, and all of the other drivers are following him through. We're gonna be watching from Toby's camera from when the lights go out, but then we'll obviously be looking. There's tire. It's lights out and away we go. Toby still leading from P1. Sven gets an excellent start and he's right behind Toby going into turn 1. Bunch of people going wide. Pandolf right behind Luca, I see going for the move. There's been a crash behind involving Craven and Siren, and also Decker is out of not out of the race but of the circuit. Chris going side by side with Clarks. It's just the safety car is out. I didn't even realize that. So after the start, it's Toby in P1, leading from Sven, Yoda, Luca up to P4 already, lost in P5, Pandolf P6. Neva made up 5 places in the start, I believe. Craven lost out a couple of places. Chris has lost a position. Daikante has gone up by 5 positions as well. Decker is the last car on track after having a contact, and he's going to pit. He's actually not pitting. He's missing an end plate, but he's still. And Losty has hit Luca under the safety car, but doesn't have damage. It was a chaotic start, and now we are just driving behind the safety car in a nice queue. Both of the racing points are in the pits, but the other one has retired from the race already. Craven, last car on track, put on mediums. Is he gonna try and make these last to the end? I think we are going to see much overtaking happening in this race, with Chris down to P13. So our champion from last season, Chris, down in P13, he's gonna be making sorry for the hard adjusting, but I want to make this viewable for the people watching. The question is, how long will the safety car stay out? Losty has pitted all as well and is serving his 5-second penalty. He got for hitting Luca behind the safety car. Judging by this card, Siren had a contact with Decker in lap 1 and Neiva is out of the race. What's happened to him? He has crashed under the safety car. Only 15 runners in the race now. That's tragic for Neiva. I actually raced with him last Sunday in F1VL Tier 2 and I had a nice battle with him for a couple of laps. Safety car is in this lap. Toby is... Let's see the restart from... How is Toby gonna do the restart? Is he able to keep Sven behind? Is Yoda and Luca gonna challenge for the lead as well? You never know, anything can happen in the restart. Pandov gets a 5-second time penalty for a collision with Luca. So now it's... And we are green again. We are racing now. Sven is going for the move. No, he cannot. Let's see this battle. Sven again attacking Toby for the race lead. Is he gonna go for the move? Yeah. Yes, Sven is gonna... He's actually ghosted into Toby and he's gonna go down the inside into the race lead. Great move from Sven. Yoda is in P3. Look at only 3 tenths behind him. Now let's see Chris's progress. He's already up to P10. Down the inside of Raptor's aid. Can he make the move stick? Yes, he can. Not yet. Not quite yet. He's on the outside. Raptor actually fights back from Chris. Can Chris make it stick? Chris has done it. There's Chuck only 3 tenths behind Pandolf. Is he gonna go for it? He's not gonna be close enough. Or is he? No, he's not. Then there's Losty behind Clarks and Decker. Oh, Clarks has spun around after a collision with Decker, I believe. Now Clarks is in last place. Losty against Craven. Losty comes out of in front from this battle. Is there any on-track action going on anywhere else? Toby is falling back from Sven. The gap is already 7 tenths. Yoda is actually closing up to Toby. Chuck is also close to Pandolf. I think those are the main battle right now. Chuck against Pandolf. I believe this is gonna get tight. Actually Chris is about to reach Kante. And Toby is in to P1. Sven has made a mistake. He's fallen down into P3. He was leading the race. Now Yoda is in P2 and Toby is leading the race. Luca also overtook Sven. What is going on with Sven? Sven definitely has issues here. Chris is about to overtake him as well. And yeah, Chris is past Sven. And he's actually attacking Raptor side. I was spectating the wrong Williams. Apologies for that. let's see this battle between Chris and Raptor's aid. Chris already made the move stick once, but they are behind each other again. And Chris ended up behind Raptor again, down into the last corners. They go. Chris, I believe, gets the better exit, has DRS. Is he gonna go for the move? Is he gonna go for it? He's not able to do that quite yet. Chuck is close to Pandoff with DRS open. He's gonna go around the outside into turn 2. Can he make the move stick? No, he cannot. Pandoff defends him. Chris has gone past Raptor's aid, but they are going side by side again with Raptor using DRS. Is he gonna make it work around the outside? Yes, he can. No, but he goes wide. Chris is up to P7 again. Chuck still behind Pandoff, struggling to get past. Clark's going past Sven. Lustig is getting past Sven. And Car Freak has fallen down to P14 after going wide. Kion has closed up to Chuck and Luca. Pandoff is actually in the pits right now. On lap 8, Chris is now up to P6 already in this race. Kion in P5. DRS open. Is he gonna go for the move on Chuck? He's not gonna do it. Into this corner, he's gonna wait for another day. Is he gonna go for it now? Will he make the move going into the third braking zone? No, he's not. He's not brave enough on the brakes. He decides to back off and wait for another opportunity. Kante is only a tenth behind Sven, who has left the session and his car is under AI control, so yeah, that's not really even a battle. Clarks is only 2 tenths behind Decker. The gap is really close. Is he gonna go for a move? Yeah, on Decker. He's definitely gonna try getting past him. DRS open. I reckon he's gonna make it before in the braking zone, yeah. No, he's actually not able to get past. Chris attacking Kion, going down the inside. Can Chris make it work? Yes, he can. They are still going side by side, but Chris has the inside line for the next corner. They are both reaching Chuck while battling. Chris is up to P5 as he got past Kion, and now they are both right up Chuck's gearbox. Lustig has got past Decker in the background. Let's see what happens with this battle. Clarks is behind Craven still. Let's see this battle. This is gonna be an interesting one. Chuck versus Chris versus Kion for P4. Clarks against Craven. No overtake there. Chris goes to P4. Is Chuck gonna defend? Chuck is gonna launch down the inside, but Chris gets the switch back. Chris is up to P4. Is Kion? Craven has kept Clarks behind him, but Lustig has closed up to them both. Lustig goes down the inside of Clarks, up to P. No, they are still inside. He couldn't make it work. Bit of contact made as well. Who's gonna come out on top of this battle? Is it gonna be Clarks or is it gonna be Lustig? And Clarks has spun. That means Lustig is up to P8. This is a mad thing to happen for Clarks. Totally not what he wanted to happen, and his tires are hot, so he's just spinning again and again. Kian is 3 tenths behind Chuck. But is he gonna go for a move, or is he able to go for a move on Chuck? Is he gonna try down the inside? No, he's not. Losty down the inside of Craven, they make contact. Losty going wide and Craven getting the switch back down. Kante is really close to Pandov. He's not gearing up, it seems. I think he just got overtaken by Pandov and he has no end plate, so I believe if this battle is done and Pandov will keep the position. Losty ended up behind Craven again and he's fallen back quite a bit. Chuck has spun and he has left Kion in P5 and he has dropped all the way down to P11, but he has no damage, but his tires are really hot. I believe he's gonna pit in this lap. Will Chuck pit? Yes, he will. Decker is Checker is in the pit lane as well, and he's serving a time penalty. And he's being held up by something, but I don't know what that was about. Craven and Lost is still battling out for P6. Who's gonna come out on top of this battle? I believe we are going to see this battle go for a while, unless Losty can pull away now. Conte is still 4 tenths behind Bandorf without an end plate, so he might be surprisingly quick with the missing end plate. Toby pits from the lead, and Yoda is now leading the race with Chris in P2 and Luca in P3. But let's take a look at this battle between Craven and Losty. Is it gonna keep going, or is it gonna chill out? Kante is only a couple of tenths behind Pandov. Is he gonna go for the move into the Pandov gets a 3-second time penalty. Is Kante gonna go for the move into turn 2? No, he's not. Raptor said is in the pit lane, getting his front wing fixed. Chuck going really wide into turn 1. His race has fallen apart. After a great start, he's down in P12 and struggling quite a bit. Luca has spun as well, and he has front wing damage, I believe. Car Freak is down to P7. Craven in P6. Come on, up. So the Losty and Craven are the first one that have stopped. So Losty has actually jumped Craven. Oh wait, what? Am I just tripping here? I'm not sure about the stops right now. Excuse me for that. It's Kante is still really close to Pandov, but Pandov is focusing on the exits through the corners now, because he realizes he has to defend this position from Kante. Craven still within a second of Losty. I believe they both pitted behind the safety car. Clarks gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings, and he's the last car on circuit at this point. He's catching up to the two Williamses, actually, Raptorsaid and Sven. Is he gonna get past Raptorsaid? Car Freak has overtaken Kayon because Kayon pitted, yes. didn't notice that either. Kante is still behind, close behind Pandov. Is he gonna go for the move? He has overtaken Pandov as Pandov goes wide. Is Pandov gonna fight back? Is he gonna go for it? Yes, he is. He's gonna go down the inside. No, but he can't quite do it. Clarks is 2/10 behind Raptors going through the last corner on the main straight. DRS open. Really close Raptor, but can't quite make it into this corner. Is he gonna make it into turn 2? Let's see how this battle ends up. Clarks is gonna go around the outside. Can he make it work? Can he make the switchback work as Raptor defends the inside line aggressively and goes wide? No, he cannot make the switchback. He's gonna go down the inside into turn 3. Will he make it? No, he will not. They are still going side by side at it. Pandov is really close to Kante as well. And Pandov, is he gonna make the move? No, he can't quite do it. They are going side by side up the hill into turn 2. And Pandov is through to P8. And actually Chris is leading the race now, teammate of Pandov. Clark's still battling out with Raptor's aid. Let's see what goes on in here. Clark's down the inside of Raptor into turn 1, and he gets the move done. But is Raptor able to fight back? Will he go for a move down into turn 2? Yes, he will go down the inside of Clark's, and he will force Clark's wide. And he's back in P13. And Toby has overtaken Chris for the race lead here. But Toby has pitted, Chris hasn't. I believe Chris's tires are about to die because he's going pretty slowly compared to Toby. This battle between Clark's and Raptor's 8 is still going on. How long is it gonna last? Hopefully for another 20 laps at least, so we can have so I can have some good entertainment while commentating. They are going side by side on the main straight. Clark's ahead of Raptor's 8 again as he goes wide in the last corner. And Clark's is up to P13. Is it raining? I believe it is raining on the circuit, so that might be, the weather might trigger some changes here. If it's gonna be raining, then Chris has a mad advantage over anyone else because he has extended his stint on the soft tires to this point. He probably knew about the rain coming, so he just stays out there and makes only one stop, and that will be to the wet tires. If it's gonna rain. Raptors and Clark still going at it. They're in the last corners right now, about to be lapped by Toby and Chris in a couple of laps, I believe. But how long is this battle gonna last? There's also Chuck, who's approaching his brother Luca on soft tires. They both have spun in the race. Is Raptor's 8 still trying to get past Clark's, or is he gonna back out? Yoda is only 3/10 behind Tosti. He has DRS. Is he using it? I believe he is. Is he gonna go for a move? He's gonna try round the outside into turn 2. Will he make the move stick? He gets the better exit. What a beautiful move from Yoda around the outside of Velocity to take P3 in this race. Car Freak is on in the intermediates right now, so I believe it is actually raining. Doesn't look like that. I Car Freak might have made a mistake here. Chuck is approaching him on softs. No, it is actually raining, but not enough for inters yet. Chuck is reaching Luca on the fresh softs. This battle between Glax and Raptosade has ended pretty much. The gap is over a second. Let's see this Ferrari battle between the two brothers and teammates with Luca and Chuck. Chuck on softs and Luca on pretty fresh hards. Who's gonna come out on top of this battle, or are they just gonna pit for inters? Yeah, Chuck is coming in for intermediates. Toby is leading this race. Chris 5 seconds behind him. Is Chris gonna pit from this lap? I believe he is. He's just gonna... Is Toby going... Yeah, Toby is going in from the race lead. I believe everyone's gonna pit because it's raining so much again already. Yoda in P3 with a nice gap to Losty. Craven in P5. Pandov is in P8. Luca has fallen down to P9 after his spin. Is he gonna get overtaken by Car Freak? Yeah, Luca goes wide on the hards and Car Freak gets past easily. Will Decker get past him as well? I believe he will. The Ferrari teammates both spun in the span of 3 laps, so and have fallen down the order a lot. Toby still going on the circuit. Didn't we just watch him pit? It seems like it wasn't. I think I saw wrong then, he didn't go all the way in. That leaves Chris in P2 on intermediates. Only 8 seconds behind Toby. And Toby still struggling on with those soft tires. Will Chris end up in the race lead after Toby makes his stop, or is the game just bugged and not showing Toby's real tires? I don't know. Is there anyone? Chuck and Luca battling each other? No, actually not. Luca just pitted. Pandov still on mediums. Kante on softs, if that is true, I don't know. I definitely think Toby is actually on the intermediates, but it has just bugged. Let me see this quickly. The gap to the leader is... This is a interesting thing. I believe it's a bug, but I'm not sure still. Yeah, it's definitely a bug because Toby is pulling away from Chris on the softs, which are actually intermediates. So yeah, the game being quite buggy right now, but it's okay for now. Let's just assume everyone's on inters. Craven within 7/10 of Losty, will he go for a move in the following lap? Let's see how this battle ends up between Losty and Craven. There's not much going on the circuit apart from this battle right here. Losty having to defend from Craven. What will happen? These two have been battling for quite a while in this race, and they are gonna keep going with it. Actually, I don't remember if it was Losty with Craven or who it was, but we are gonna see a nice battle animation. Craven going wide, and and losing place to Kante as well. Craven lost 2 positions with 1 mistake, and he's going wide again after braking too late. I think the pressure is starting to rise on his head, and he's starting to make mistakes due to the pressure, but Kante is only 5/10 behind. Lost, is he gonna go for a move? Raptor's 8 is 3/10 behind Luca as well. Is there gonna be an overtake? Raptor's 8 slipstreaming behind Luca. Is he gonna go for a move on the second corner? He's gonna try around the outside. Luca defends the inside really aggressively. They both go wide, but Luca keeps the position in P12. Kante is still trying to get past Losty. Will he make it into turn 2? Let's see this. Kante, DRS, oh, no, what? Don't mind me talking about DRS when it's raining. Down the inside goes Kante. Is he gonna get it done? They're still going side by side at it after Losty goes wide. But Kante is through up to P4 already. And remember, he started last on the grid. Losty has left the session actually. What has happened to him? Raptor's 8 still. Raptor's 8 is still trying to chase down Luca for P12 in this race. Craven 4/10 behind Losty, who has unfortunately disconnected from the race. So it's gonna be an easy task for Craven to overtake the ghosted AI. Yes, like that, Craven is up to P5. Pandoff next one coming past Losty, and Pandoff is up to P6 with that move. There's really not much going on in this race right now. Sven is a minute behind because he has disconnected a big while ago. Since there's nothing really going on the track, let's just see how's our race leader Toby doing in this race. He has the ability to just cruise around. He has a 12-second gap to Chris in P2. And his lines are looking really strong, and he has definitely done some masterclass driving to pull away a gap this big. Kion has overtaken Losty, and as we just saw, Unicorn joined the session, so I believe his game crashed or something, and he has left the session again. Our commentator has crashed again, I believe. What does that what does that mean for the stream? Is it the stream still going? Or is there too much technical difficulties for him? Let's see the stream. I'll check on the stream really quick, don't mind me. He is still spectating this race, so I guess it's just a bug from the game. He is spectating Toby as well. Unicorn's dad has already joined as well. Yeah, I'm struggling with the words quite a bit. I'm a bit tired at this point. Unicorn's dad has left the session. Yes. I definitely should be commentating when I'm not this tired as I'm right now, but apologies for it. Who is gonna win this race? Is it gonna be Toby? Will he keep his gap and not make any mistakes? Is Chris gonna stay in P2? And is Yoda gonna keep his position. Is there something going on? Pandov is close to Craven. Is there gonna be a battle soon? Or some random people joining the lobby right now? What has happened to Clarks? He's out of the race and I didn't see why. Is Pandov gonna catch Craven and make a battle out of it? I believe he is. He's at least going for it big time. Losty is asking for an invite, so let's invite him right now. There's an invite for Losty, and Pandov is really close to Craven right now. Who is gonna come out on top of this battle? Pandov side by side with Craven. Pandov is up to P5 momentarily and he keeps it going into turn 1. While there's some random guys joking around who are joining the server with some odd names. Decker is back in the way as Craven goes wide in the while battling with Pandov, and Pandov has secured his 5th place. Raptor is chasing Decker, who has disconnected but is joining back. But it's gonna be an easy overtake for Raptor, since Decker is still under AI control. Yeah, Raptor is up to P12. There's not much going on the track again. Let's see how Chris is doing in P2, our champion from last season. He has lapped Decker now. He is about to lap Raptor's aid and Sven. Sven is a lap down from everyone, I believe. But that is just because he has left the session a long time ago. Toby just pulling away in the lead. The gap behind is already 14 seconds to Chris. And Chris has a 14-second gap to Yoda. And Yoda is 10 seconds ahead of Kante, so the podium positions are looking pretty solid right now. There will probably be no battles for the lead anymore in this race. But anything can happen behind the top 3. But there's not much battles going on right now. Car Freak is 1.5 behind Kion, and that's the closest gap out of everyone right now. Can the Car Freak catch Kion? Let's see how this one is going. Car Freak is closing the gap on Kion. Losty is down to P9. What happened to him? I didn't even notice. Oh wait, he disconnected. That's what happened. I already forgot the fact. But Car Freak under a second away from Kion. Is he gonna be able to do it? Car Freak on the Kion. This is gonna be a battle, I believe. Kion getting chased by Car Freak. Car Freak has a bit older older tires, but I don't think it's the matter right now. In the wets, it's pretty much about the driver's skill, and here we'll find out which one of these two drivers has the better skill of driving in the rain. Car Freak almost loses the car in turn 1, but manages to save it. The gap is 0.5 seconds. Car Freak going a bit wide and not getting the best exit. And he has fallen back by half a second. But he won't be giving up. He's gonna chase down Keon again and gonna try and get up to P7. This is the only on-track battle going on right now. Let's take a look at Toby. Where is he on the circuit? He has just lapped one of the Ferraris and is 15 seconds ahead of Chris. He has built a massive gap in this. He has been dominating from almost start to finish. But Car Freak still chasing Keon. What is gonna happen with this battle? Lostly has left the session again. I think he has some technical difficulties. Is Car Freak able to do it going into the third braking zone? Will he go for it? He is gonna try down the inside. Will he make it work? They make contact, and Car Freak has to stay behind Kyon for now. The gap is still small though. This battle is gonna continue for quite a while. I believe they are gonna go even more aggressive at it after that collision. Kyon is definitely not gonna be happy about it, neither will be Kyon. And the rain has actually stopped, and it's easing them because DRS is enabled again. Is there anyone who's gonna pit for the dry tires anymore in this race? Let's see what Toby does. I believe he's gonna pit. Is Toby gonna come in? Yeah, Toby is pitting for the slick tires. Is Chris gonna follow him in? Is Chris gonna follow him in? This might be an interesting battle to the end if Chris doesn't come in. But yeah, Chris does come in to the pits. Everyone's going for the slick tires now, I believe. Yeah, not a single driver has stayed out on the circuit right now. Yoda pits as well. Kante going into the pits as well. Decker gets a penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Pandorf going into the pits. Yes, he is. Craven also pitting. Keon pitting. Car Freak pitting. Lusty has left the session. Chuck is already on the mediums and he's in P10. Luca on softs. I don't know why Chuck went onto the mediums when it's only 2 or 3 laps left in this race. Luca will be attacking him if he can. There's not many laps left though. Everyone is on the slick tires right now, but the game just shows that Toby wouldn't be, but that is actually not true. Let's see if the top 2 have penalties. There seems to be no penalties for either Toby or Chris, so they have driven really cleanly for the whole race. Now Chris has a warning, and that's about it. No penalties for either one in the top the win is not gonna be decided by penalties, which is obviously a great thing. Car freak against Kion still going on in this race. Now we are on dry tires again and we have the DRS, so this battle is gonna be a close one and is probably gonna last until the end of this race. Who will get P7? Is it Car freak or is it Kion? Or will they be battling for P6 with Craven? I don't know, but we will see. Toby puts in the fastest lap. Car freak chasing down Kion. Chris has closed the gap on Toby as well. The gap is only 10 seconds anymore. Chris definitely made time during that pit stop. Raptor said has got a time penalty of 3 seconds for cutting a corner, I believe. But let's see this battle between Car freak and Kion. What will happen? Who will get P7 or potentially even P6? Craven is not that far away. It's Car freak against Kion, the battle we are looking at right now. Car freak got a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Toby has finished the race. This is the final lap of the Grand Prix. Kion versus Car freak still going on. Can Car freak make it on the last lap? Toby wins the Grand Prix. Chris finishes in P2. Yoda is gonna take P3 unless he has penalties. Decker gets a 5-second time penalty for unserved penalties. Kion can't get past Craven. Car freak can't get past Kion. And we are going to the last couple of corners to round off this Austrian Grand Prix. Toby wins the race. Chris finishes in P2. And what a race we had. Especially in the midfield, we had some great battles during the course of the race. Here we have our race winner Toby stepping up on top of the podium with Chris and Yoda alongside him. Congratulations to them. And let's run through the race results before we end this. So it's Toby has won the race, Chris in P2, Yoda finished P3, Kante in P4, Pandov in P5, Craven was P6. And let's remember, Kante was last on the grid and finished P4. Pandov P5, Craven P6, Kion in P7, Car freak in P8. Losty finished 9th, Chuck in 10th and Luca in P11. 12th place for Raptor's Aid after getting quite a lot of penalties. I see Decker finished P13 and Sven in P14. Clarks, Neva and Siren were the only ones who didn't finish the race. Thank you for watching the F1VL Austrian Grand Prix, and I'll see you next week with the POV of my Tier 2 race.